unplanned developmental activities, encroachment into natural spaces has disturbed the natural rainfall patterns, leading to heavy rainfall causing flooding of urban areas. Let us look into definition of urban flooding. It is nothing but inundation of land or property in a built-in environment, particularly in the more densely populated areas, caused by excessive rainfall and overflow of drainage systems. This urban flooding has become a frequent phenomenon in major Indian cities in recent years. Like we have seen heavy rain floods in Mumbai, Chennai floods of 2015-17, and Bangalore floods and Hyderabad floods recently. Next is objectives. Objectives of our study include to study the reasons for floods, to study the effectiveness of the existing systems to manage the floods, and next is viable and implementation solutions to the areas vulnerable to this disaster, and next is to derive the actions for preparedness, mitigation, relief and reconstruction for effective management of floods. Methodology include, like we have collected our reports from secondary sources like newspaper data, BBMP website, IISc Indian Institute of Science website, and we also, as a team, we have tried to communicate with the affected community to discuss the problems faced by them, especially during the disaster times. And reports were based on various other reports of NGOs and the research groups. So next topic will be continued by my colleague Satya Kumar SK. Over to you, sir.
Very good morning to everyone. Bengaluru, as we know, is a garden city. It's the IT capital of India and the Silicon Valley of India. The economy of Bengaluru accounts for 87% of the state economy. So economically, Bengaluru is a very important city, not just for the Karnataka, but also for the India. Coming to the social aspect of the city, it's the cosmopolitan nature of the city, which is mind-blowing, and it's the only city where we can find different religions and different languages people living together. Talking about the geography of Bangalore, Bangalore geographical area is around 800 square kilometers. It's at an altitude of 900 feet, so 900 meters, around 3,000 feet above the sea level. We have around 60 rainy days a year, and it's around 100 kilometers from River Kaveri. Earlier, Bengaluru city had around 260 lakes, but now due to urbanization and environmental degradation, it has been reduced to 65 lakes. Bengaluru can be divided into three watershed areas. The southeast part of the Bengaluru comes under Kormangala Chalgata, KC Valley region. The northeast is the Hebbal Valley. And the western portion of the Bengaluru comes under the Vrishabhavati Valley. So earlier there were many lakes, and these lakes were interconnected with each other through Raj Kalves and the present stormwater drains. But as the time passes, many these tank beds were converted into layouts, not just by the government but also by the private developers. To give a few examples, the earlier Chalgata Lake is now Karnataka Golf Association, and Dharamamudi Lake, as we know, is now Kempegoda bus station. The Kormangala Lake earlier is at present the National Games Villages. So it's not just the government but also the private developers who were involved in converting these tank beds into layouts. So this is one of the major downfalls. Bengaluru, the lakes are the natural source of water. They are the natural water harvesting systems which are in existence. But since the Bengaluru city doesn't have any river flowing across it, so it makes the protection of lakes a very important technique. So the causes of the urban floods are two things. One is natural and another is man-made. And before that there are direct and indirect factors. In direct factors, there are natural factor which is due to the global warming changes and the rainfall pattern which varies due to the global warming process. In urbanization or man-made, it's due to the floodplain as in the case of rivers, whereas in the case of Bangalore city, it's due to the concretization and there are more runoff than the percolation of water due to the concretization and the paved structures or paved roads. This is from the IASC report we took about. The decline in green spaces can be seen, and it is very evident from this. From 1973 to 2020, the vegetation and other water bodies were decreasing, and the increase in the built-up area can be seen. So according to the IASC estimate, they say that there is only one tree for every 7 persons in the city. So challenges faced by not just the people or the civilian society, it's also the challenges faced by the BBMP, BD and all other agencies which are related to it, like fire, service, police, home guards. The formation of layouts in the tank beds, the encroachments, the sewer generation, poor maintenance of stormwater drains. People usually dump garbages into the storms and sewages. That is causing the clogging of drains, and thus it will be very disaster when there is a flood. So there is a lack of awareness as well. So I must say that we have a reactive type of approach whenever there is a flood. What we need is a proactive one. So Bengaluru BBMP have strived in this regard as well. So they have established around 26 control points, and 440 kilometers of Rajkalve has been identified, and regular maintenance work has been taken up. Even then, we face urban floods quite often. It has become a chronic flooding than a periodic flooding. The main reason is, as we may explain in the future, but what we need is a proactive one. And I must say that Bengaluru, whenever Bengaluru sneezes, Karnataka may get too cold. So the Bengaluru importance is not just economical and political, but also socially. Bengaluru is a very important city, not just for Karnataka, but for India. So my next speaker will talk about the impact of these urban floods, not just in Bengaluru and everywhere.
Good morning, everyone. Today I am telling the impacts of urban floods in Bangalore.